Come on, you ships at sea, radio the mainland. The water's black as oil, there's a squall line off the Grand Banks. There ain't no light to get you sailors safely home inside a long reflective night. Come on, old Socrates, give up all your ghosts now. You've had 2 centuries to tie the way the bad years.
Basically, I guess my proposal is to show everybody what I've been learning, what I've been seeing and thinking about. Since I made my last solo album 8 years ago, I've done a lot of traveling and a lot of working with different kinds of artists all over the world. And I guess I wanted to share those experiences. You know, I have to put 8 years of experience into 54 minutes, which is not so easy, actually. But I did my best to make a kind of, I don't know what you would say, like a kind of anthology of all the things that I've seen. You know, show you the quick version of what I've learned for the last almost 10 years.
I could be anybody from a future I could be proud of. Come on, you phantom limbs, marching on the ramparts. Photos of your funerals finally fill the front lines. Rockets glare, illuminations of the unending gaze of God's empty stare. Come on, you phantom limbs, the Air Street buffs are waiting. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I like it very much, my album. I'm very proud of it, and it's very individual. I will say, you know, like let's say that I'm older than most of the trendy things, you know, like the people who are really trendy are usually younger. That's a generalization, but it's kind of true. We can also say that the people who are my age are usually more boring. So I'm just like a kind of very individual artist, you know, just doing my thing, and I'm really into the album. I'm really into these songs and really into what I've created. Will people get it? I don't know, you know, but that's not important. The important thing is I did what I did the way I wanted to. Nothing on the album is an accident.
I could never know you, and I never really want to. Is what love says to me. Pull some faces from a jar and spread them on your outline until you have ceased to be. Reality is subject to cancellations. But whoever said I would be free, I created myself and volunteered for the Confederacy. But I lost all the faith I had at the Battle of New Orleans. Our country died drowned in its sleep.
Well, This studio where we worked, called ICP, is very special. It's kind of the best studio in the region. I mean, all the big bands from Holland, Belgium, and France record there. Everybody loves this studio. It's like my dream place to work. You know, I really wanted to work there. And when I was presented this concept, the concept that how we recorded the album is pretty funny. I work a lot with a Dutch producer named J.B. Myers, and it was his idea to say, hey, you want to make an album, I want to make an album. We'd love to work in ICP in Brussels because it's like the best studio. What if we try and make 2 albums together very fast with the same musicians? Which is what we did. We had a great drummer, Joost Kroon, a Dutch drummer, a great keyboard player, a guy named Pim Kops, another Dutch guy, JB, and myself. And we cut 24 songs in like just over a week, actually, by working really fast. And we walked away with two albums, one for JB, one for me, that are very different, actually. They have their own personalities, but this studio it's special. It's a special place. It's my favorite. I've worked, of course, I've made albums with REM. You know, I've worked in many of the big studios around the world, and ICP it's very special.
Solar winds that strip the atmosphere away from me, mystery tides of the aurora. Brainless fish that hug the vents under the ocean, radio shimmer with the end of our life.
We call it a solo album, but you know, there's a lot of partnerships I've made, you know, and those partnerships are important to me. And again, like, this record kind of shows what I've been up to for the last 10 years. And many of these partnerships have become big, important parts of my life. So not only are they the most interesting people I can go to when it's time to make an album, but it's also, these are my friends, you know, these are the people I want to do things with. So of course I'm going to call them first, you know. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, Red Cross, playing with them was really nice. Boy, I probably hadn't seen them. I saw them play 5 years ago, I guess. Actually, I didn't even see them play. I was working in Barcelona, and they played at the Apollo, and I went after my session to the show, but the show was already over. So the last time I saw those guys was for a few minutes in 2007. But the thing is, like, in 1990, you know, 22 years ago, the Posies and Red Cross toured together. And it's important to know that I was a real fan, you know. I mean, they were like kind of heroes of mine. They're kind of mythical characters. And then we went on this tour together, and it was really special. They're really cool.
From the edge of the sky, I'll be funny if I see a sign. Will you tell me if you mind? 'Cause I might not know. It's no wonder I fled the lose you. Instead I was facing my own crime. But where Mercury runs, there's a rivulet strung by causality's thread. Ours ain't to wonder why the thunder is in the sky.
Yeah, I'll be touring for my album for a long time, you know, because Spain and Ireland are the last shows for Europe this month. But then in January I go to Mexico and the States and Canada and spend like almost 3 months touring America del Norte. And in the spring and summer, maybe I'll do some more things. You know, I have plans to come back to Europe and do more shows in the spring and maybe do some festivals, go to Australia, Japan. I'm really into playing for my album. That's what I really do. You know, I mean, it's not my album is not a side project away from my bands, meaning that my bands are great, but in fact, you could say that my bands are like a side project to what I do as a solo artist. I really, the best expression of who I am comes from the solo material. So even though it's not the most commercial or whatever, or the most known thing I do, if you want to know what I'm really about, watch the show tonight, because what I'm really about is this solo thing, very sensitive and fragile kind of music with a lot of emotion. That's me.
Close my life and let you teach me a new story out of the pages of your mind. Yeah, magnet will deliver.
Soy Ken Stringfellow, el cantante de los Posies. Un saludo de Transistor.
Sister Carrie Reed, Sister Carrie Reed, Sister Carrie Reed. Oh.